Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, Respiration. You have already read that energy is released from digested food through the process of respiration. During this process, the nutrients of the digested food react with oxygen in the body cells to release energy. The reaction with oxygen is known as oxidation. Respiration is the process of taking in oxygen, using it for release of energy by oxidation of food, and eliminating the waste product, carbon dioxide and water. The two main processes of respirations are external respiration, which is also known as breathing, that is taking in rich in oxygen, inhalation, and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide, that we call exhalation. And the internal respiration, using oxygen to break down food to release energy. Internal respiration occurs in the body cells. In respiration, glucose molecules react with oxygen and break down into carbon dioxide and water to release energy. The chemical reaction is glucose plus oxygen that give us carbon dioxide and water. Next, we will study about the respiration in plants. Plants are living things. They also respire like by taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Plants do not have any organ for breathing. The exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place through small pores known as stomata present in the leaves and stem. Stomata, along with its nearby guard cells and other cells, are known as the stomatal apparatus. The expansion and contraction of guard cells, which occurs due to the supply of moisture and light, results in opening and closing of the stomata. The rate of exchange of gases in plants is much slower than in animals. Some of the energy released during respiration is used by the organisms. The rest is lost as heat. And there is root cells of plants also need oxygen to generate energy. They get this oxygen from air trapped between soil particles. The air trapped between the soil particles. That is why we should not overwater potted plants. The water replaces the air in the soil and the roots cannot breathe. This affects the growth of plants. Mangrove trees growing in the marshy areas cannot get air from the soil as it is waterlogged. They have aerial roots to take in air. Here we have an experimental setup to explain that carbon dioxide is released during respiration. You people have to soak some pea seeds in water overnight. Next morning, drain the water and keep the seeds moist until they start germinating. Now we have to set the apparatus. Use a suction pump to suck in air through the apparatus. As the air passes through the tube, the potassium hydroxide in the test tube absorbs the carbon dioxide from the incoming air. This can be tested by passing the air through the lime water in test tube B. It will not turn milky, showing that the air doesn't contain carbon dioxide. Now we will see how long does the lime water in the test tube C take to turn milky and what it will show. So it shows that the carbon dioxide is produced during respiration and heat is released during respiration Now we have to perform an activity like take the soaked seeds that are soaked overnight. So next morning drain the water and keep the seeds moist till they start germinating. Boil half of the seeds so that germinating stops in them. And we have to boil some of the seeds to stop the germination in the seeds. Keep the germinating seeds in one thermos flask and boiled seal in another. We can take any containers also. Put moist cotton on the mouth of the containers. It will keep the seeds moist and also allow the air to enter the flask or any container. Now use two thermometers in both flask or containers to note down the temperature. When we measure the temperature in the beginning, we will see that the temperature of both the containers are almost same, but when we note the temperature after a day and when we observe continuously, there is a change in the temperature. There is rise in temperature, and this shows that heat is released during respiration, and the temperature of the germinating seeds, it get raised. So this shows heat is released during the respiration. There is no rise in temperature in container B, which contain the boiled seeds. In plants, both photosynthesis and respiration occur during the day. Since photosynthesis is the major activity, more oxygen is released during photosynthesis than is absorbed during respiration. Therefore, there is a net absorption of carbon dioxide and release of oxygen by plants during the day. However, photosynthesis doesn't occur at night. Only respiration takes place, which means that plants take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide at night. And why photosynthesis doesn't occur at night? Because there is no sunlight present at the night, and plants need sunlight, water, soil, nutrients, carbon dioxide to prepare their food through photosynthesis. Now we will discuss respiration in animals. Different animals have different ways in which the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs in their bodies. Through cell membrane or skin in unicellular organisms such as amoeba and paramecium, exchange of gases takes place by diffusion through the cell membrane. And in hydra and earthworm, exchange of gases takes place by diffusion through the moist outer surface. Insects such as cockroach, grasshoppers, etc., they have openings known as the spiracles on their bodies. Air enters through these openings and reaches all parts of the body through respiratory tubes called trachea. Fishes use gills for exchange of gases. Gills are made up of large number of filaments richly supplied with thin blood veins known as capillaries. As water enters through the mouth, it flows over the gills. The blood in the capillaries absorbs oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide through its walls. A tadpole has gills, but as it grows into the frog, it develops air bags called lungs for gaseous exchange. Though frogs have lungs, they can also breathe through their moist skin. Just like earthworms they exchange the gases through their skin. And frog have lungs, they can also breathe through their moist skin. Birds and animals also have highly developed lungs where gaseous exchange takes place. Thank you.